Hello, and welcome to the Woman's Cave.
Okay, I wasn't sure, so I had to pause because we have five, right?
Four
podcasts.
but if you count Joe's podcast, it's five. But we don't even do Joe's podcast.
Well, you know what, Winona? I'm gonna need you to cut me a break, right? Because it's Saturday and it's noon, and like what?
Although she wants me to cut her a break, I haven't had any food, any liquids whatsoever. I just got up and started writing because I have an insane deadline tomorrow.
I only had a spoonful of chia seeds with water. Okay.
Okay.
So I know
food.
I'm no better off than you. A spoonful of chia seeds? That is like what? I mean, well, I guess if you're starving, you want chia seeds, and I get it, and I understand, and I'm sorry, but if you're not starving and you have food, like you're like, oh, I'm about to have an interview. Let me put this spoonful of chia seeds and drink down this coffee so I can be randomly awake.
Randomly awake. Now that's an interesting word choice. Yes. But let's move on.
I'm Jade though.
And I'm Winona. Oh my goodness, we remember to introduce ourselves.
High five at the last moment though. Yep. At the last available moment. We were like, oh wait, before we go into our spiel about literary life guides with pop poetry, introduce ourselves. Yes. So yeah, we have literary life guides with pop poetry. There's only one book that we have that we will call poetry anthology because it went to number 1 on the bestseller list in that category, the new one, and it was the
Women's Cave and Other Pop Poems, a Misfit Guide.
Yeah, you see, I only had a swallow of coffee and chia seeds. I don't work well on that. Okay, so the other literary life guides are, and I thought divorce was better with other life lessons, and I thought being grown up was easy. Now available on Audible. And an audiobook, oh my goodness, Joe, you are amazing, Joe.
You made that work.
You made it work. Like, you had my dad laughing at some of the things, and he was like, I didn't think that was funny when you wrote it, but now it's funny. See? Yeah. So, Joe, that's high praise, high praise. All right, and
I thought I did my journey alone, and if only I were me, a memoir in verse.
Fabulous. You can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethoughts.com. But y'all aren't here to hear about us.
You're here to hear about our wonderful guests. Wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Mayfield. I'm a voiceover artist, a husband and father, and a blurred. And for those of you who don't know what that is a black nerd. Because I love anime, robots, all that stuff, and that's my spiel.
Oh, see, I feel like we messed up. We should have had him with Tanya. Yeah, she's a blurred as well.
What? Oh,
I'm a blurred too. But anyway,
we're blurred-ish. I'm too cute to be a blurred.
Oh, okay. So you're blurred-ish.
Blurred-ish.
Okay, sure. We'll go with it. Winona. We'll go with it. But today, he picked a wonderful topic,
which is rare because most of the time we email people, say, pick a topic, and they say, I don't know. And then we just do an interview.
Yeah.
But he picked a topic.
He picked a topic, which was fabulous. And he emailed it over, and I was like, yay, this is a great topic. We're going to talk about transitioning.
Yay, I'm an overachiever. Happy to hear it.
It's important to be I feel like that's part of blurred culture.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You a little bit of an overachiever.
Just a little bit.
All right, so you are a voiceover actor, but
you have a 9-to-5.
You have a 9-to-5.
So why did you
right
time to get into spend more of your time in voice acting than at your 9-to-5?
Well, I've pretty much been acting ever since I was a kid. When I was 10 years old, I got, I guess, voluntold that I was going to be the master of ceremonies at my church's Easter program. And this is like with 1,000 people in front of it. So I'm standing in front of people talking and saying, welcome to our church and listen to what we have to say. And I was just nervous, but apparently I did well because everyone said, hey, you should do this when you get older. I'm like, oh, okay. So after that, I started doing drama and being in plays and things like that. But I've always had a love for voice acting. I'm sure a lot of people can attest to like, oh, I wonder who plays the voice of Shaggy or who plays the voice of Scooby-Doo or who plays the voice of your favorite cartoon characters. And when I started doing all the research and stuff, I was like, I could do that. So, but also, like a lot of people are like, oh, there's not really any money in that. It's just fun and all that stuff. So unfortunately, I was trying to be realistic and say, hey, I do like engineering and all that stuff. So I went and got my engineering degree. And for the past 15 years, I've been working as an engineer. just making sure that I'm able to take care of myself, take care of my family, and things like that. But after a while, like I said, sometimes working at a 9 to 5 job can be very soul crushing, especially when you have a personality that's more on the artistic side and more on the fun loving side. And then you have your bean counters that you have to work under. They're just like, get this done, hurry up, do this. And that can be extremely stressful. Now, not to say that you don't have that when you're working on, say, an audiobook and you have deadlines to meet, but when you're doing something you love, that stress is more like an exhilaration for you to get things done. Um, so right now I'm working as both an engineer and a voice actor. Um, and I'm loving the voice acting part. I dig the engineering a little bit, but I don't see myself doing that for the rest of my life. So I'm trying to work towards transitioning to doing this full time.
Okay, so what steps are you taking now, and what advice would you give people as you're taking your steps to transition?
So the first thing I would tell anybody to do is to make sure that you get training on it. Um, especially when you're doing voiceover, you'll hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I was told that I have this nice voice." It's like, great, but can you act? And sometimes, maybe about 20% of the time, they'll be like, no, I can't act. Well, then maybe this isn't for you. Maybe there's uh, another thing for you to pursue as far as maybe it's doing stuff in the background, or maybe it's doing the audio engineering portion of it, but maybe that part isn't for you. But if it is, then get training, get coaching, uh, hone your skill, get the right equipment, because you could be Denzel Washington, but if you sound like you're in a tunnel, nobody's going to hire you. Um, Also, just build up your audio engineering skills as well, because back in the day, they used to be able to just talk in front of their mic, do their thing, and then be gone. But nowadays, not only do I act, but I also have to produce and edit and master my own stuff. And then I also had to broaden my skill set, because one of the first like major paying jobs that I had was doing e-learning for a engineering company that I used to work for. And my boss knew that I like to do voiceover work, and he contacted me and was like, "Hey, we're trying to do all these videos. Do you think you can do the voiceover for us?" Like, "Yeah, absolutely. Also, do you think you can make the videos?" And I'm like, absolutely not. I couldn't, but I told him yeah. And I learned how to do it. I ended up buying like this video editing equipment and YouTubing everything, because hey, when in doubt, just YouTube what you don't know so you can learn how to do it. And I figured it out, and now I've been working for them for the past 2 years making videos for them.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
That
Let's
is
let's just first of all say that YouTube is pretty much the new university, because I'm
It
not
is.
gonna lie, I went to college, and while I was going to college, I was on YouTube
Hmm.
Absolutely.
the whole time.
I think YouTube and Google are the new university. Like, hey, yeah, sure, I can probably do that. Let me just give me 2 minutes, and I'm gonna get right back to you.
Absolutely, and it's a lot cheaper too.
Oh my word,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Man,
I felt really silly some days when I had like sat through an entire class, and then I got home, clicked on YouTube, and then they explained it to me all over again, step by step. And I was like, this is great. It's taken about an hour of my time. I now understand what we're doing. I found some person, and I'm like, why did I pay them all that money?
Because
But I did get a degree. YouTube doesn't do that.
right,
Also,
that's true.
probably the person that was explaining it to you went and got the degree in it so they can explain it to you on YouTube.
there you go. But anyway, let's get back to you. And
Yes.
what I want to just ask a quick question about
Hmm.
voiceover acting in general. So how long did it take for you to feel like you were comfortable enough to be like, this is, I'm ready. This is time for me to step out, and time for me to think about venturing past my 9 to 5.
I'll let you know when I get there. Because I'm still in the point where it's like, I know I want to do this, but I still have like too much responsibilities and other things that I need to pay off and all this stuff. And um I would say I'm probably about 60% of the way there right now. I know that I just need to market myself and pretty much put my work out there so people know that I'm around and know that I can provide a certain service for them. That's why I do audiobooks, because it's so much fun to perform and do all the voices and all that other stuff. And especially when you have a book with a whole bunch of characters that allows you to to broaden your range as far as showing like, oh yeah, I can play an old man, or I can be a lady too, and all that other stuff. And it's just enjoyable for me. So I'm still trying to get to the point where it's like, hey, I need to completely I'm able to completely devote myself to this and be able to have the freedom to express this, but as well as have the business acumen for uh making sure that I get paid for what I do. Because I don't want to be a starving artist. I'm too old for that.
So it seems like you made an exit strategy. Can you explain a little bit about what an exit strategy is and how you formed one for all the listeners out
Well, make sure that you have a lot of different social media outlets for yourself. Like right now, I'm doing the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, especially Instagram, because a lot of people who either sing or voice act or stuff, they showcase a lot of their stuff on there. There's a lot of different contests that I find myself doing for voiceover work. And then I've gotten a lot of jobs on Twitter. I actually got a chance to do a web cartoon through YouTube from Twitter. And one of the guys loved it, and he's still hitting me up for different stuff whenever he has another cartoon down the line. I make sure that I audition as much as possible, especially for people who are doing audiobooks. ACX is a wonderful tool for you to be able to get started and get yourself out there and to network and market with other people. I've gotten a lot of jobs through Facebook, especially I live in Dallas, so I work in the Dallas area, and I was able to do a full cast production audiobook at a full-blown studio where all I had to do was be that guy that just talked on the mic, got paid, and went home instead of having to do all the drudgery of editing it. So that was fun. Just pretty much get yourself out there on social media. Also make sure that you have your website up. I'm working on building mine up right now. Uh, Hit up different avenues such as your local chamber of commerce. Let them know that you're out there too, because you'd be surprised what kind of work you could get. Like I've done e-learning for insurance companies through my chamber of commerce here. I've been able to find different things for me to be able to utilize too, like a photographer for doing my headshots and things like that. So just make sure you get out there, network as much as you can. I know it's a lot harder to do, especially in a pandemic, but if you can, I don't know, hobo yourself way into a Zoom conference or something, just like, hey, I'm here too, then do it.
absolutely. I think I've
agree.
been hearing that more and more of late. People are saying how important networking is.
Oh my word.
And but it is so important. And I think that we don't as artists, sometimes you don't think, oh, networking is important, or my art is important. But if no one knows you, how are they going to buy you or hire you or like be like that t-shirt is amazing. Let me get one of those. They're not gonna be able to do it unless they know who you are.
And
Exactly.
and so I love that you gave so many practical points on how to get started, because I don't think I've ever really thought about it. We just kind of jumped in, and the next thing we knew, we were like, so now we're full time poets.
We did it with true lady style. Don't do it like us. Do
No,
it like
don't do it.
do it like him. Don't do it like us because true lady style. Oh, both feet are in. Oh, this water's a little deeper than I thought. Okay. All right, time to swim.
Pretty much. That's how we did it. But we jumped in and we're like, we're gonna be full time, and we were able to stay full time. So it's kind of amazing to us.
But
Yeah, that's wonderful.
do it the way he says, because that actually will save you a lot of drama down the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like having a canoe going down the river, or
Yes.
a kayak going down, instead of
With paddles.
yeah, instead
With
of just jumping in and being like, ooh, wish I learned how to swim before I did.
Yeah. Now would be a good time.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like I think I can figure this out. Dog paddle for a little bit until I can get that butterfly stroke going.
Right. You don't want it. You don't want it. So where can people find out more about you?
Where can they hire you? More important.
Okay, so
Oh,
say that. And do you have an IMDb?
I do I think I do. Actually, yeah, I have like one credit to my name on IMDb. It's for this a one independent film I did called Family Reunion, which was a lot of fun to do. Um, But I think that's about it. But you can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter as D May Jr. Sounds. Website's coming soon. It's going to be DarylMayfieldVoice.com. And you can also email me at Daryl@DarylMayfieldVoice.com. And you can also find me on Audible. Type in my name, Daryl Mayfield, DarylMayfield, and you'll find a lot of titles on Audible with me narrating them.
Fabulous.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for taking this time out and coming
Yeah.
on the show today.
I'd like to say something before
Yes.
we wrap
Mhm.
up. If I'm very fortunate, you guys could probably find him as the voice of Widow's Web. Okay, moving on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, we have to say that. All right. You can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. Well,
And on the homepage, you can go down to the lovely blue box that says Lady Tells Podcast, and you can hear professional actors read my TV script. Ah, the best thing ever.
and also you can hear our wonderful interviews on that too.
Who cares about the interviews? People are
Everyone
reading my
cares
script.
about the interviews. There's some wonderful people on there.
Yeah,
We've
there
had some
are.
really great times. All right. And more important than all of that, please take a moment, go to the ladies tab, go down to the middle and see the charities that we proudly support. Maybe you can support them also, even if it's just with a kind note, adding them on their social media, saying thank you so much for doing this wonderful work in the world. We appreciate it. We know they would appreciate it too. Just remember, y'all, wisdom is all around you if
You're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Will Nona.
and Jade. Bye bye. Oh yeah, thanks for listening.